All right guys, we're going to do a quick recap on the prior videos of the 82 Collector's Edition Corvette. So this car came into us and it needed some repair work done to it. There was some nicks and scratches and some prior repair work that the customer wasn't happy with. So we decided we were going to do a complete on it, and we went ahead and we detrimmed the car, got it all up to par with the body work, and you guys can see it here now over in my area of the shop. So this is a lacquer car, and with lacquer paint jobs you got to be cautious of it because it is a 1K product, which can get gummy when you apply a really quality heavy duty primer on top of it. So we wanted to make sure that we were safe, and we took all precautions, and we went ahead and we put on an epoxy primer. That way we had a barrier coat, and that is what you see here in the booth. We brought it in there, that way we didn't overspray it, and we did a really nice tape job because we knew we had to bring it in multiple times. This is the Slick Sand, and this is a heavy duty, very high build primer, and you see us here applying it. We put 2 heavy wet coats of it on. That way we had a lot to block to get this thing straight. And this is a very strong primer, and it gives you a lot of build. That way you can block it out and get it laser straight. So I like using this stuff, especially on fiberglass, because it almost makes like a gel coat. So here we are blocking out the Slick Sand. That way we are ready for the actual 2K primer. Blocking. That's what's going on here on the old Corvette. So you guys see we've got it mainly sanded down, and we blocked it with a 180 grit hard flexible block from the Big Kid Blocks. This is one that will flex, because you guys see this car has a lot of round surfaces on it, and this block here will flex, but it leaves it flat and get you a nice flat surface. So we've used this here block on it a lot. We have some soft blocks to get in some of the valleys, and then we have some just soft pads and some other blocks we used on it. But you guys see, once we get to the white, we stop and we leave the barrier coat on there, and it's coming along nice now. We are going to prime it one more time. All right, so we got our 3 primers that we used on the Corvette here, and I'm going to show you the differences between them all. So first we have the epoxy. And this one here is more of a rubberish type of feeling in here. And you can see it shrunk up a lot away from the liner. Now this is the Slick Sand. This stuff here is a rock solid primer, and that's why we used it to block down on the Corvette. And then we're gonna move into our flexible urethane as our final primer. This is one I used yesterday on a different job, but so that's the reason why I like that Slick Sand. You guys seen that it had a very hard surface, and it builds tremendously compared to the normal urethane primer. So we'll block this down with a hard block, get it all smoothed out to where it's laser straight. And once we apply a nice smooth finish of urethane, all we're gonna be doing is knocking it down for adhesion for our paint. So, all right, so this is it, and this will be the final primer for this one here. We're gonna lay this out as slick as we can, like I told you. That way we don't have any orange peel in it, and we get a nice, easy surface to sand, and we don't have to sand on it much. So this is it, final prime time, and I'm gonna wipe it down and we'll start priming it up. So the doors are already primed. I didn't show you this, but during the week I had some extra primer in the gun, so I went ahead and hit the doors. The hood's ready to go for primer, and the headlight bezels, the headlight doors, and all the bumpers are ready. I'll show you those. And our bumpers are ready and guide coated. So everything's in 2K except for the body, which we're gonna go ahead and hit now.